Hello everybody, welcome to December's design block of the month. We're on to the last block of the month. I can't believe it. It's been that quick to get through these 12 blocks. I know some of them have been challenges and some of them have been quite easy to get through, but I think you'll find that this month's block is really quite neat. I think, and I've said it a couple of times, it goes from favorite to favorite, but December's is now, I think, my favorite looking block. The block has the same 9-patch layout. So as you can see on the screen, let's get into it here. We've got the overall layout of the quilt so far. And if you look at November's block, it fits in there just perfectly. So let's go over to the block work table and we're going to draw out our grid from corner to corner. There we go. Everybody's in the right place. Okay, so this month we're going to start with some horizontal lines in the corners, and we're going to do it on all 4 corners this month here. To make things easier for us as we get into the next part. Now we're going to go from corner to corner in each one of the corners, just because I like saying the word corner today. So keep drawing lines from corner to corner. So the name of this block is called Butterfly Star. So we have to start making something that that has some star-like quality to it, I think. And we're going to do that in the lower half of the corner stars. So from the top right here, we're going to go back down and we're going to create a point for the star. And then on the same aspect, we're going to do the opposite side in the opposite direction and come down to the corner. And on the bottom side, we're going to do the opposite or mirror of the top. And that will give us the corner blocks. And that's the corner blocks done. Now the bottom and top are fairly straightforward. We've done these before. We're just going to do triangles into the center and the mirror on the top. And there we go. Isn't that cool? I love how it's turning out. You can already start to see the shape, but as you know, we don't do anything straightforward where we would just put the same block in these sides here. So we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to draw to mirror the corners, but we're going to rotate them 180 degrees. So we're going to draw a line straight down the center, straight down the center, and then we're going to draw some triangles from the center of the block out to the corner of each of the 9 patch in the middles here. It's really quite an interesting looking block once it's finished. Okay, and now we're going to draw a line to mimic this block here in the center. So we're going to draw down to the corner, and we're going to do the opposite on the opposite side. And you can start to see the shape of the star that's coming out. So next we're going to draw a line like this one here, like this one here. And we're going to draw it straight down to the center. And we're going to do the same. And then let's do the opposite of that as well. So we're going to have the zigzag. And I think we did this in one of our other blocks. I'll have to go back and check. But that, I think, is the final part. So as we've always talked, the coloring is the most important part of the block. So we're going to go over to the color, and you'll notice I've put some colors here, and I've pulled basically the colors from the rest of the pattern. So we're going to use the red here, and we're going to do all of our, I guess you could call them hourglasses in red. And then we're going to start to build out our star here. So here we go with the star color, and then Got to keep this point here to make it continue to look like a star. And then these are going to be red here like the top and back around. So the next piece here is to click on the, we're going to create a line here so that we're going to do the same on the opposite side and in the center. So one of the things we're going to need to do to make this easily sewable is we're going to have to put a line down the center here. So we're going to go back to the draw tab and we're going to grab our line and we're going to draw that line. And that is the block essentially. We're going to have to put the tan color in, of course, just because we don't want it to be white. It won't match with the rest of the quilt. And after doing 12 months, we want it all to match up just perfectly. Okay. So let's see how this fits into the overall quilt. And we're just going to save that and go to the quilt work table and take our new block that we just made and throw that in there. And I think that finishes it off just perfectly. All the whites are lining up in all the right places, and you can see that there's some really neat additional designs where you've got everything that's coming in and lining up and continuing on the patterns that were in the previous blocks. The other cool thing with this is, and I'm just going to save that, and let's create a new quilt so that you can see exactly what it looks like when you add this block as a whole quilt. And I think this is why that it makes me really enjoy this pattern, because if you look at the whole thing, it's really amazing. What I found is when I was playing with the original design, I would come in here and rotate these around so that they match up with the opposite sides. You could do this horizontally or vertically, and I think it would look good just either way. So you basically got two of each of these, and if you wanted to do an additional couple of blocks, so let's add some additional vertical rows to the quilt. So we'll add 2 additional vertical rows, and we'll add the block back in. And you can see how quickly you can add additional blocks and make it work out really neat, nicely. As long as you add it in rows of 2, you can make this pattern work out just perfectly. So there's the finished pattern with the rotations in the correct places for a whole quilt. I think it's a really nice block, and I really hope you all enjoy this one. Thanks very much everybody that's participated in the block of month, and we hope to see you on next year when Munchkin takes over doing his designs and getting those out to you. That doesn't mean you're going to see less of me. In fact, I'll be doing something different this coming year in 2019. So I hope you enjoy this past 12 months, and I look forward to next year and working on some of these really cool new block designs. Thanks everybody.